Who better than me?
Welcome back to another episode of the Hardcore Casual with your boy, Base the Kid. Like and subscribe. Please share the vid. Also, it's coming to that time of the year, special time, where a certain season starts. I mean, yeah, Christmas is all good, New Year's all good, blah 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 blah, but we know what we all came to see. It's time for that Capricorn season. That's right, I'm gonna talk my shit. So, about last night, I got all my predictions right except two. Now, one of them was just outright wrong. So first of all, let me give a big shout out to LeRon Richards. He did what I didn't think he was capable of doing. I did say that, if he can stick a move on the outside, he can make that a very sort of comfortable fight for him. However, I expected that Gongora would push him back a lot more and try and basically walk through a lot of his shots. I know that LeRon Richards has enough power to keep you honest and sort of not just have people walking forward. A bit like how Floyd used to be. It's like, even when he wasn't able to punch as hard as he used to because of the hands, it's like no one was just walking through his shots. And I feel LeRon kind of has that same trait. But when they did get up close, Gongora was letting off a lot harder shots. He was sort of getting the better work in when LeRon was keeping his feet a bit more stationary. And that's what I expected to happen throughout more of the fight than what did. So, big congrats to LeRon Richards. Sniper the boss. Gotta rate him. He's now top 10 in the 168 division, and currently he has, as far as I'm concerned, the best win at 168 outside of obviously Canelo Alvarez. Like, he's got a better win on his record now than Caleb Plant, David Benavidez, Billy Joe Saunders, and whoever else I guess is current. So he's definitely got to be in contention for a title shot somewhere towards the end of 2022. He said that he wants Eddie to get him more active than he was. He only had 2 fights this year. Clearly, he must want 3 or 4, or maybe even 5. Some old school Tevin Farmer type mentality. Keep me out there, keep me active. So yeah, if he can get a good two fights in early in 2022, Canelo's one of those belts is going to go vacant. I'm sure he can fight for a vacant title, and he can definitely become a world champion. So shout out. And again, I was wrong, but it was pleasantly surprised. I was nice to be wrong on that one. Now, the big one I was wrong on, and I've been chatting the most for the last 4-5 months, so I've got to take it. Now, I said conclusively numerous times to anyone that would listen that Derek Chisora gets knocked out. And to be fair to me, I mean, I'm watching the fight right now. He was on the cusp of getting stopped about 4 or 5 times in that fight. He was down, what was it, 3 times? Was there a 4th unofficial one? He was down 3 or 4 times in the fight. Parker showed a lot of improvements from his previous fights. There was a bit more spite, a bit more punch selection. He was sitting down on a lot of his shots as well. The uppercut was there for him all night. I'm on the 7th round now. I literally just see Chisora hit the deck off of that right hand uppercut. But on 2 separate occasions, literally Derek Chisora was just walking with his hands down to the ropes and Parker just watching him. Now, to me, I would be like, if I've just knocked you down and you're now walking to the ropes, like you're kind of watching me, you're walking hands down, you've got your back to me almost. I'm ambushing you. I'm running in with a check left hook, like while your hands are down and you can't defend yourself because you're supposed to defend yourself at all times. I would be doing something at that point to try and take your head off it. Obviously, yes, I can understand maybe you're worried about, blowing the load proverbially, and, worried about the gas tank, but the killer instinct wasn't there enough from Joseph Parker last night. Like I said, there were several times Chisora should have been out of there, or you at least flurry and make the ref have to jump in. Because let's be honest, this could have been a matchroom stoppage at any given time. But you know what? I've got to credit Chisora. Like I've never been a huge fan of Chisora, but again, there's two things I've got to respect. Number one, like, he has got a heart. He's got a true warrior's code, warrior's mentality heart. Looks like he's out on his feet every moment, yet he still is able to plow through the majority of the round, like, just come forward and just pressure. But as I keep telling people, that this is just what Capricorns do. Both Parker and Chisora are Capricorns, hence why you had such an entertaining, dogged fight. Both men trading, no one was backing off, no one was, no one was running, cowering, hiding. Like, they was exchanging, they was trading. It was a war. And when you get Capricorn versus Capricorn, these kind of things happen. But generally speaking, just, you won't really see a lot of, like, what's the word I want to use? Like, you won't see a lot of boring Capricorns, or at least, or Capricorns that are like, they ain't got heart, ain't got a bit of spite or dog in them, or at least know how to go to the well. Even Scrap, as much as I don't really want to talk about him based on, the situation that went down the other day, which I thought was totally uncalled for and just way beyond any, and as misguided and just off key as that is, he's another Capricorn. And again, like, skills in it. So what can I say? Like, it was definitely their night. But I got to shout out Chisora. He survived the 12 rounds. I mean, I tweeted that this ain't getting after the second round, I tweeted this ain't getting the distance, and somehow it managed to go the distance. So I got to take all amounts of crow and humble pie and everything on that one. I definitely do see the improvements in Parker, in terms of, like I said, the way he's punches, the way he's placing them, like the shot selections, sitting down on them a bit more, like a bit more doggedness in sort of the big fights and not just against the tomato cans. So yeah, I've got to give props to both of them. Chisora put out the tweet saying he's like, nah, fuck retirement, I'll be back in the summer. So I don't know against who or what kind of level, but hey, I mean, if it's on the zone and I ain't got to pay no extra for it, let's do it. As for Joseph, I don't know who he's going to face next. Probably he's going to want to get in contention for some kind of eliminator. Probably not the IBF. I reckon he'll likely go WBC route. I'm trying to think who's in the rankings close to the top with the WBC. I mean, I know they still got Wilder in there, but let's be honest, that's a joke. That ain't happening. Ortiz and Martin are fighting, and that's supposed to be an IBF eliminator. Not a final eliminator, but it's an eliminator happening on New Year's Day. So it makes no sense for him to fight Hrgovic at this point. Maybe WBA route. Maybe Michael Hunter. I mean, that might be a good fight. Joseph Parker versus Michael Hunter for maybe a WBA eliminator or something like that. Joe Joyce, I think, has already got an opponent lined up because Frank's got him out in February. Joseph ain't fighting again until at least, I reckon, May or June. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see who can get him in the ring with next. But But, you know, speaking of Capricorns, Jake Paul. Truly was the night of the Capricorn, wasn't it? I mean, I've been talking all year that there's not going to be a better knockout than Valdez against Miguel Bichelt. Just from the way that Bichelt, like, fell and malfunctioned on the way down, it was mad. I mean, Callum Smith tried to come close, but I mean, Tyron Woodley, I did say I thought this one he would get the stoppage, just because you don't take him again unless you saw something from the first time feeling like you can really do that damage. And I mean, Woodley looked like an Olympic diver the way his body just landed head first on the ground. I was like, raw. I'm sure I've seen that same move in one of the Rocky films, and no, it was Creed. It was Creed the first. Yeah, it was the first one with Michael B. Jordan and Tony Bellew. They was practicing the fall, and it looked eerily similar to that one. But he landed head first, arms by side, like he was out cold. Paul's got some power. Like, you don't really want to get into you might not even want to get into a street fight with him, man, just because it's just long, isn't it? Taking them kind of shots, like, that's long. But look, yeah, that one got right. Sonisa Estrada said that she was going to have a very comfortable win, and she did. Marlon Esparza, I said, was going to go distance. I even said about the Sergio and Cullen fight. I couldn't predict it because I'd never seen Sergio fight, but if he got on the inside, there was going to be a lot of body to target. And how did that fight end? Body shot. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with the predictions overall. Like I said, I was actually watching I was watching the Parker Chisels fight with a friend, and all throughout the fight I just kept saying, "Come on, Joseph, don't make me a liar, don't make me a liar." And they was there laughing like, oh. But you know, it's cool. I as much as I was vexed in the moment. I actually respected it. I preferred that it kind of went the distance, because it was one of those fights where neither man deserved to end the fight on their back, as much as I would have liked it. But yeah, so overall, as I said, like, it was a pretty entertaining night. Zurdo Ramirez got he got his knockout victory, 10th round. I said that Amanda Serrano would go the distance, wouldn't be able to get Gutierrez out of there. I was right. Maybe in another video closer to the time, once that fight's been announced, I will talk more about how that Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano fight breaks down based on all the evidence I've seen from both. Shout out to Sandy Ryan, like, she stopped her opponent as well, said, as I said she would. Jordan Thompson and David Nika, I mean, those were more sort of routine, but yeah, I think that's pretty much all of it. I did say that Beterbiev, I said it wouldn't go more than 9 rounds, and I predicted the 8th, so I was basically there. So I'm gonna take that one as a victory. Like, it's all on the video, so you guys can all fact check everything I'm saying. But for now, I am going to leave it all there. Capricorn season is upon us, and I will be insufferable for the next month or so, so can just get used to it from now. Like and subscribe. If I can get myself up to like 150 subscribers by the end of the year, I think I might do a madness on the channel. I'm not sure what that madness will be yet, but in the season of the Capricorn, I will do things that aren't usually in my character, aren't in my nature. So yeah, if we get to 150, there might be a treat in store for you lot. But I'm gonna leave it there for now. But yeah, please like and subscribe, share with a friend, share with an enemy, share with a colleague, and just share it with someone random on the street as well. I think they need to hear the content. Like, they need to hear the kind of work I'm on. But I will leave you guys to enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I've got a very busy day and I'm tired, so I want to try and get a little piece of rest before that happens. So I am signing off for this week. Let's see what I've got to talk about next week. But for right now, Hardcore Casual out.